I am out in nature, and so we're gonna do your guys' reading this way. And you know what? It's very strange because when it comes to being out in nature, I feel very comfortable with it. So I very much feel that whatever this reading is going to be a very comfortable reading. And I want to go ahead and see what's going on with you, Capricorn. So what I'm going to do first is I am just going to randomly draw a specific stone, whatever stone comes to mind. And then from there, I'll go ahead and start drawing some tarot cards to see what past energy is, okay? Okay, so I got one. Hmm, I got two. Okay, so this was one of the bigger moon rocks, 111. Might have something to do with the full moon. Um, which actually happens today on the 23rd of May, 2024. So, okay, this is weird. I don't remember what this rock specifically means, although I do have the idea that because this rock specifically was the don't tread on me rock, right? The don't step on me rock. It's the rock that I actually had stepped on, and that was the message behind it. This one specifically, I'm not drawing anything from it. I and believe me, I remember every rock that I've collected and what's behind it. So this kind of gives me of like a wild card vibes. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and put that there. We're gonna put the full moon here, and we're gonna go ahead and draw some Rider Tarot weight to see what the energies are for the past for you, Capricorn. Okay, get these leaves out of the way. All right, so I'm getting this idea of you've done a lot of thinking. You have a lot of work that you've done already, and now you're looking for some type of return on that investment. Let me see. I think regardless, you're still pushing forward, regardless of whatever setbacks have been happening lately in your life. For Capricorn, you guys would have experienced quite a bit going on in this eclipse, just because the eclipse was in a specific angle to you that would indicate first house, fourth house vibes if you're going from Capricorn to Libra, right? Um, or first house, I mean, yeah, first house, fourth house vibes if you're going from Capricorn to Aries. First house to 10th house vibes if you're going from Capricorn to Libra. And then, of course, first house to seventh house vibes if you're dealing with Cancer. So, what does that all say? A relationship that you were dealing with that dealt with whether they really cared for you or not, as well as whether you really cared for yourself as much as you cared for them, and also the contemplation of how to put yourself out within that relationship versus the necessary impetus and pull that you need in order to materialize whatever it is that you wish for your career, for all of that, right? Now, depending on who you would have been with, if it would have been with the Libra, it would have been more fourth house themes. If it would have been actually, it would have been more 10th house themes. So having to do with your career and perhaps their inability to help you push forward with your career. Now, when I said that, it was between the Page of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups really looks at her emotions. She really tries to figure out what it is that she's feeling. The Page of Wands, he's looking at this one. They're both looking intently at certain things. And I feel like if this is you here, this would be your partner. The general notion I feel is that you're looking more towards growth, towards making things happen. They're looking more towards their feelings around this situation. So let's go ahead and get some cards drawn to see what this past energy is. I'm actually getting a pretty good idea. This time period was a time period for transformation for you. I feel like some of you guys still have yet to go through that transformation, and I feel like some of you guys still have that transformation going on. So there's a specific it's not just an overall transformation, although I do feel for some of you, especially the ones that have been seeing 55555 or 5555 very frequently, you guys are going through this. For those of you who are seeing it more frequently, you guys are under the impression of going through that transformation, but not yet. There's still a physical death that has to happen of some kind within your emotions, within your physical sector, like moving away from something, cutting yourself off from something that is, well, one, has no longer suited you for a little while, and two, something that has only started to drain you ever since you noticed that. Okay. So the page of pentacles essentially is letting you know, hey, this is a time to start that forward movement. It's going to be very slow at first, but there is going to be forward movement regardless. Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, that's a good energy to have. So yeah, so I feel like some of you guys are waiting for that wheel to turn. I very much feel that this wheel is going to start turning after this full moon, and let's see how that factors into the rest of this. Okay, so yeah, in terms of uh, in terms of thinking about this, Capricorn is no longer thinking about this. You guys have already thought about it. You guys have seen this thing from a different perspective, possibly over the course of a long time, and now it's time to actually move forward with your plans. All right, Capricorn. The stars seem to be aligning for you, and I feel like regardless of the fact that you don't have all of the details yet, I feel like you're in this process of understanding, well, I have to trust source, I have to trust the process, and I have to understand that as things happen, they're happening for me, not against me. Welcome, whoever you are. This is a reading for Capricorn. So if you're a Capricorn, pay attention to where this energy is in your chart. Okay. So let's see what more we can draw. All right. So you guys were looking to work together with somebody. I don't think that technically happened, and that's why there's a necessity for you to draw your energy to yourself. And there you go, you have the Queen of Wands at the bottom. So yeah, I feel like, if anything, you know what, that actually reminds me of the first part where I split the Rider Waite, and it was the Queen of Cups on one side and the Page of Wands on the other. I think more. Hey, look at that, it's a Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so what I'm drawing from this for you, Capricorn, is that you haven't really been looking to accept any type of offers from a certain person who, in some way, shape, or form, may be trying to offer their feelings. I feel that because you're caught up in your feelings, you're analyzing your feelings, and then, of course, this comes in from the past energies. There was a necessity for you to understand who you were and and where your emotions sat, and for you to be able to analyze those emotions, to be able to really understand who you are, right? Page of Pentacles in the reverse. I very much feel that there, and you're going to trip out, but you have the Page of Wands in the reverse too. So, okay, so there's two different people, right? On the one hand, you have the Queen of Cups person who is not really looking to receive anything. They're not really looking to accept any offers, especially if it's on the physical front, right? And then you have your other person who they're moving on. I mean, they have the inability to move on. Like, they're trying to move on, but there's certain issues that are weighing heavy on them. So this is a dynamic that you're dealing with. You're dealing with yourself, who's trying to do some soul searching, some emotion searching, and then you have the other person who really just wants to rest. They're thinking a lot about these memories that have happened. Perhaps they felt this energy of you wanting to work together with them, and maybe they didn't want to, but now that you pulled back your energy, they're feeling it and they're wanting to come back for that. 949 on the clock. Nines are usually numbers of philanthropy and things like that, but it's what makes you happy. And the fours are stability. So whoever this person is that you're dealing with, Capricorn, They were looking for happiness, they were looking for stability. I'm fairly sure that they had found it in you. However, I do believe that there were certain expectations that got in the way, which led to certain resentments building. And that is what led to the overall situation that you're experiencing now. Okay, so this one wanted to come out. In the current energies, I feel that the King of Cups is going to be a very important aspect of that. You know, maintaining your emotional uh, maturity, maintaining your emotional balance, you know, standing your ground when it comes to expressing your emotions, no matter how rocky you might make the boat. Okay. Yeah, it's time to stand in your own power now. And so I'm going to go ahead and just draw cards. I'm going to place them out. I'm going to go ahead and draw colors and do all of that fun stuff real quick. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and explain the energies that we see. Okay, so here around this full moon, there's a lot of energy dealing with forward movement. Look at you have a page of pentacles there. 1117. Go to my TikTok video, take a look to see what 1117 is. I did a video on that, and it also was a video on 117. So it was 117 and 1117. I believe it has something to do with trusting your hunches and trusting your intuition. So when it comes to the energies around this full moon, trust your intuition because there is a lot that your intuition is trying to tell you to pass on to you. Um, I feel like your money is going to grow exponentially, maybe 5 times for some of you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which if you look at that pentacle, it has 5 sides, right? As you can see, he's touching one side. So here in this full moon, you guys might be experiencing at least 1 point of abundance, and that has to do with how well you've trained your skills. Okay, your skill sets, your abilities, things like that. That has a lot to do with what's going on here in this time period, and also has a lot to do with how you move forward. Okay, so yeah, and whatever it is, it's going to lead to a very happy and fulfilling type of energy. Okay. All right, so let's see what the energies are for the other side. I want to say that this is like towards the later half of June. Let's let's just say that later half of June. What's going on for Capricorn? All right, so if you were looking to rest, Capricorn, if you were looking to be able to just kind of relax, drop all your burdens, not really have to worry about a lot of different things, and maybe even be able to give some type of offering or some type of petition to the universe, you're actually going to be able to do that here in the later half of June. Now, it is a very interesting aspect to know that if you understand what your skill sets are, if you understand what your skills and abilities are, Capricorn, it is going to be something that you slowly move forward on. Now, during the later half of the June time period, I very much feel that whatever this energy is, it's not so much the energies of, you know, putting yourself out confidently. I feel that whatever it is that you've already started is going to be continued. Now, for those of you guys who have a fourth house perfection year this year, there is going to be a necessity for you to watch out with your rest. Make sure that you get a lot of rest because during the month of June, there's a lot of four energies here. So, a lot of four energies, meaning that there's a necessity for you to take a rest, for you to understand what you need to do to take a rest, and then at the same time, understanding which immediate issues need to be taken into account. Okay. I know there's a lot of different things going on with you, Capricorn, but there is a necessity for you to understand which ones are more important and which ones can be left for the back burner. Okay. A lot of different things. You guys could be having four moves too, up to four moves, I would say. And do be paying attention to these time periods, June, August, or October, and January. Pay attention to those time frames. King of Pentacles in the reverse, yeah. So some of you guys might be feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like maybe you know, this could be surrounding this move. But I think regardless, You guys are staying true to your decision. So, on the current energy front, I feel like you guys are stable, you guys are calm, you guys are collected, and that's a good thing because there is going to be a necessity for you to be calm and collected and to be able to understand that energy for what it is. Okay, for June, let's see what the emotions are. I'm gonna draw the animal spirits after that, and then from there, um, we're gonna go ahead and draw for the. Let's see. You know what? Because this is for June, I want to draw for now up until June after this to see what's going on and how these energies mix. Okay. Or actually, what I will draw is some advice cards between now and then. How about that? Okay, current energies. Lady of the Harvest. Yeah, see? So, Capricorn, be ready to be receiving your harvest. I did mention something about the Queen of Cups and how the Queen of Cups had the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. I do believe that was your energy. It's like the energy that I was getting was, hey, it's like I'm ready to move on and I'm ready to move forward, but I'm still kind of analyzing these events that have been playing out over these last few years. You know, trying to get myself to understand what these influences were so that they don't trick me again. Because what you want is stability, and you want to be able to harvest that stability. You don't want drama to ruin that stability for you, right? I mean, you're talking about Four of Wands and the Page of Pentacles on the same side. That's stability, right? Because if you don't have that stability, what ends up happening is you have the lack of resources and you have the lack of confidence, and both what's in your bank account and your attitude, they synonymously go together, just like what happens in your home life and what happens in your work life, synonymously go together. So this is what you're working towards at this point in time in June, working towards a harvest. It's the number 9. So 549, if you have been seeing that number, has a lot to do with personal power. Check out my TikTok page. I will go ahead and leave the link. I believe I have the link there, but if not, I'll go ahead and put it in the description below after this video. And 549, for me, I've learned that it's my own personal power number, but the 9 is talking about happiness, the 4 is talking about stability, and the 5 is talking about the changes that are necessary in order to facilitate all of that. And this is my unofficial sponsor, C4. I also have Screaming Energy that I take too, but at this point in time, don't necessarily have the funds for that. So working on that. Actually, on that front, just so you guys know, I'm going to be going to TikTok afterward. I mean, not TikTok, Instagram afterwards, and I'm going to be doing my live readings there. $2 tarot readings, something similar to this. Tell the past energies, tell the present energies, give you your future advice and things like that. Okay, the Finger of Courage. So during this month, you're being asked to have courage. Um, and being under the King of Cups, I feel like it's a very interesting aspect to have. Yeah, so I feel that the part of this lack of the Queen of Wands energies, the confidence and charisma and the stability, the feeling like you're physically stable, feeling like like you have the finances that are necessary. I mm, Finger of Courage, and then moving on to this energy. It gives me the idea that whatever it is that you build as far as your stability and your actions in terms of the first part of the month, they're going to be playing their role into the second half of the month for you, Capricorn. So maintain that energy, maintain that courage, okay? Let's see what we draw is one more card, and then I'll take a look at the bottom card to see what that current energy is showing. Yeah, so reaching out of the shadows, understanding like what's necessary for you to pull yourself out of your situation. 4-4 right there. Those are two fours. Now, I very much feel because there's a 4 on this side and a 4 on that side, it it's almost like telling you prevent yourself from falling back into this energy that you would have been feeling in the past. Remain stable. And yeah, this isn't something that would be a surprise to you, obviously, but this is something that has been keeping you stagnant in the past, Capricorn. And it's this energy of understanding what it is that you need to do, like to put your care into, in order for you to have the courage to move forward, but also the ability to harvest it. Hmm. This kind of gives me hmm. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw some energy from the animal spirits deck because I feel like the animal spirit deck is going to be able to clarify this. Okay, I got an ant crawling on the Lady of the Harvest. It makes me wonder, if there's a necessity for you guys to begin saving your resources. Okay, Cobra. So the Cobra is an energy that is protective. It's an energy that understands when to protect itself, and it actually deals with instinct. So during this first half of June, trust your instincts, trust your intuition. I mean, we did mention something about that, right? Trusting your hunches and things like that with the 117. The let's see, I'm gonna look it up. Oh, Cobra. So pausing, waiting, and the inner teacher. See, it very much is about trusting your intuition. The cobra represents a teacher or a spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. So pay attention to the people that are trying to lead you, okay? I probably would be one of them for some of you. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Hmm. Be ready for a teacher in this month, okay, Capricorn, because I very much feel that there is somebody or something coming in. Like, if it's not a specific person in your vicinity, perhaps maybe a King of Cups type of person, a businessman of some kind, somebody who has a very firm control of their emotions, then it's going to be Source. And the way that you know that Source is working through you is if you have both courage and emotional stability, emotional integrity. And it's going to be somebody who obviously helps to push you towards your transformation. The general notion behind that is that they're going to help you without even wanting anything in return or without even asking for anything in return. They're going to be focused in on you because they want to help you. Okay. Now, this energy, if it's in balance, you'll understand what it means to be a student of life. It'll make you humble, and through that you'll gain your wisdom. All right, so now it's getting a little bit windy, which means that there's hmm, that means be prepared for these messages to come in, Capricorn, because these messages are possibly going to come in quickly, and these messages are going to come in quite strongly. Okay, so I want to go ahead and start going through this just a little bit faster. I don't think I have to hurry. However, I do want to go ahead and read Leaves of the Shadows in the reverse, just because. Um, hmm, hmm. Hold on. I was just noticing that this was the spread that I was using, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and like read it off of this and see what exactly we get from this. Okay. All right. So I need to draw one more card, and then from there we can get an idea of what this is. I've never done this before. I've never like switched up the reading or like how the reading is supposed to go. I was supposed to draw another animal spirit card, but let's see. Bringing this back into balance is taking a class or study. If you guys have sixth house placements, sixth house Sagittarius placements, or even ninth house placements going on right now, then yes, go take a course. Go check with your college, your community college, whichever. See if you have the ability to be able to take a class for free, and then do it. Or if you have to pay it back, take the class and understand that the universe is going to give you the resources necessary in order to push that forward. Remember, slow and steady progress is what's going to help you to win that race. Okay. Okay, one more card, and this is that one card. Okay. Stop telling yourself you can't, all right? Perfect card to come out. All right. Jeez. So, and then of course, gotcha at the bottom again. All right. So, little roly poly, what you doing, Mister Buddy? Mister Buddy. All right. So, one, where the person is now with respect to performance on the job. Okay. Now, where are you at? Stop telling yourself you can't. I feel like you've been telling yourself you can't for a little while. Oh, I can't because of this. Oh, I can't because of that. Oh, I can't because of this one thing. Oh, I can't because this person keeps trying to step in. Oh, I can't because I don't have the resources. Oh, I can't because I don't have the time. Pay attention to those. Number two, the main obstacle that's in the way to improvement. So these are the shadow is the card that was in the position right here for number two. I'm gonna go to number 44. Actually, this is the card um, right before the 45, which is Titan of Self. It's about discernment, mental quickness, mental synthesis, and things like that. These are the shadow is about healing your addictions, your bondage, and your self-esteem. Okay, so that's the reason why the courage card is there, because whatever it is that you've been through, you started to tell yourself that you couldn't, that you weren't going to be able to, that maybe you were never going to be able to, and that kills your dreams. Now, I, the retriever, he's there letting you know, hey, stop telling yourself you can't, right? Because when you look at I, the retriever in the reverse, um, yeah, it's about the office of unclaimed property, hopes and wishes and loyalties. So there may be some type of unclaimed property that you have access to. So pay attention to that. That's going to be for some of you only. I, the retriever, is about hopes, wishes, and loyalty. And in the reverse, it's time to stop saying I can't and take a look at I can instead. Perhaps something important in your life is being held back by negative attitudes, but we have the choices about our attitudes and can change them when they are not helping us. All right. Alternatively, I may be saying that this is not yet time for the germination of this seed, and it may be that other things need to be dealt with to be able to properly plant those seeds. Now, if we look at the reading, this card came out in the reverse. So the reverse of this card signifies bondage to addictions, compulsive and self destructive behavior, and anger directed towards the self. How many times have you beat yourself up, Capricorn? How many times have you beat yourself up, told yourself that you couldn't, told yourself that oh, it was going to be impossible to do something because of XYZ? Okay? Stop telling yourself that, because what ends up happening is that you start to create that program in your head, and then that program starts to run its course, destabilizing you on the emotional sector. So protect your energy, protect your emotional sphere, protect your energy. Okay, protect your energy from negative influences that would be trying to destabilize you from that position. Okay, so pay attention to the energy that you feel with this full moon in Sagittarius, okay? Because it's going to be lighting up everything that you have in Sagittarius, everything that pertains to your ninth house, okay? And then, of course, where whatever sign that Sagittarius is in. All right, so number three, which would be the Lady of the Harvest. She is telling you something that you can do to improve. So, Lady of the Harvest, what do you need in order to harvest? You need to put your energy into things. You need to understand how to nurture that thing, how to water it, right? The emotional aspect of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish has a lot to do with how you harvest that. And how you harvest, or how you put that energy in, has a lot to do with how you push forward your courage, your constitution, and your consistency. Okay. All of that must be analyzed here during this full moon, must be protected during this full moon. And now that I think about it, I think what I will do is a quantum leap ritual today, um, or something along those lines. I wish I had me some sage, But I can manage to get um, if I can manage to get the resources, which I am going to try to do with Instagram Live, then I am going to use those resources to get the sage and the things like that that I need in order to be able to do the ritual later on today for you guys. So, for those of you guys who are interested, I have my donation links down below. You guys can donate to that. I will use those donations to get things that I need. So, for instance, the sage, anything that I might need, like incense or anything like that, to be able to do the ritual for you guys. Number four, something else that can, or something else that you can do to improve, and that is raise your courage. Understand the things that are necessary, like sacral chakra music, in order to raise your courage, Capricorn, is going to help you a lot. And actually, that is something that you can do to improve the way in which you harvest whatever your rewards are. Now, the fact that it's telling you to do that in a very slow and methodical way, and also to use your skills and everything that you've trained in to maintain your courage, to help you understand who you are as a person, is going to be very necessary. And number four, the goal. So what's the difference? Uh, the goal, what difference the improvement in these cards to three and four will make, and how that would affect your work, which obviously this seems to be a work spread. Um, let's see, let's go 17. 17 is also about personal power. Understanding what you need in order to have that personal power has a lot to do with how you know yourself. In the reverse, I mean, because it's about natural law, life force, magic, and shamanic power, right? With power, energy. The reverse of this card, it speaks that the energy of himself is being blocked, and we feel limp and enervated and drained. There may be, there may also be depression, either physical or emotional. That's why it's necessary to have that emotional competency imbalance. And the emotional energy may be locked into obsession or may be swung from blocked to out of control. At worst, his energy becomes a force for war, oppression, and domination. And the very worst is when brutally or twisted sexuality is turned on, and the very person this energy is within, it should be protecting, is now harming. Okay. So pay attention to this energy, the energy that you've been harvesting. I feel that because a lot of you Capricorns have been affected by this eclipse, a lot of you Capricorns are alone, and some of you guys might be having an increase in sexual energy, which means that you need to use that sexual energy to channel it properly into whatever it is that you need to do. I.e., for me, I'm channeling it into my profession and I'm channeling it into my passions. Okay. Now, if it's necessary to release it elsewhere, that's going to be done. But I move at the behest of spirit, and spirit tells me when to expel the energies and when to actually gather them. And so for the month of June, I feel like you're being taught how to gather your energy, how to gather your courage. And actually, if you pay attention to that, they're all forms of currency of some kind. The courage card kind of reminds me of the energy of the lion. So, oh, look at that. So this one wanted to come out. Starfish in the reverse is a very superficial card. I feel that in terms of yourself, there is a necessity for you to not be superficial and for you to actually read in between the lines, for you to actually understand who you are to the core and not just kind of skimming the surface of who you are, okay? Yes, and then of course the cosmic egg at the end of the month is very much it's about letting go of various different aspects of yourself that no longer suit, but that are keeping you from your transformation and from your growth. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and draw some not some affirmations here. They're, well, I should say confirmations, because really these cards are just confirmation cards. Okay, so Six of Wands, Five of Wands to the Six of Wands. It's very much having to do with a personal journey of some kind, a personal journey of some kind that you've been on for a little while. This personal journey, whatever it is, definitely eights have something to do with it. It's something that you're walking away from now. Like you've learned everything that you've learned in this situation, and now you're understanding how to quantum leap into the future. And because of that, you're walking away from whatever it is that no longer suits you. Um, 4 to the 8, you're walking away from these energies that didn't help you to feel confident about yourself. You're walking away from these energies that no longer were helping you to expand your horizons. These energies, whatever they were keeping you from your abundance, were keeping you from your success and things of that nature. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss these up, see where they land. Okay. So in the energies of the current, where what you're supposed to do, you have Pisces, which is understanding your spiritual growth and digging deep, right? And by that, you're supposed to get yourself out there, start talking to more people, and understand that through this, you're going to build the relationships, Capricorn. But at the same time, look at this. You have the 8 right there. The 8's a split between the 5 and the 4. And the 5 and the 4 is the 548 is actually the number before 549. And it's very interesting because when you put these two together too, that's also 8. So you have an 888 going on here. You also have 988 going across this way. You have 686. So for those of you guys who have been seeing 686, that's actually a uh, that's actually a call to action for you to take better care of yourself. Okay. Um, this is actually a 5 here, a 4 and a 1. So there's a lot of changes that are going on to your stability. There's a lot of changes that are going on to your emotional well-being. And if you take these two and you add 8 plus 8, it actually comes out to 16. And so 1 plus 6 is 7. And the energies of the 7 are there to actually help you understand yourself to a better degree. I do want to go ahead. Oh, and you have the 5 of Wands there at the bottom of this deck. So definitely changes going on. You have a lot of transformation and growth happening soon enough. And I do want to see. Hmm, I'm going to draw some cards over here for the later half of the month. I feel like your first half of June is going to be fairly uneventful. There is the necessity for you to watch out with the obsessions, to watch out with your addictions and things like that. Be working on getting rid of them. If you have an addiction to, like, let's say, marijuana and you feel like you've been wanting to stop, do it. If you have an addiction to, like, let's say, laying on the couch and not doing anything when you know you have to get up, you know, address that. Oh, so what is this? The Phoenix. Told you. So new phase, rekindling, renew, transform, growth, changed mind. So later half of this month really is going to be a lot about your transformation, your growth. Might have something to do with twin flames and many options. Okay. Don't be surprised if you have people messaging you, trying to get to know you. Um, they see your glow up, they feel your energy. So do understand that when you feel that glow up energy, when you are in your purpose, you're gonna have people coming up to you because they feel drawn to your magnetic energy. All right, let's see what else. Lightning, sudden changes. All right, so towards the later half of June, do be expecting major changes, upheavals, transformations. You could be expecting shocking news, surprises, epiphanies, things of that nature. These are things that are going to be there to help you let go of whatever it is that either you can't let go of right now, or for whatever reason you have the inability to move away from. You see this card how it flew out? Well, it landed in the past. Well, I mean, not in the past, but it landed in the first half of June. I would say do be expecting unconditional love Do expect to be giving and receiving reciprocally, but this is not going to be from your old person. This is actually going to be with the new person. And do be open to giving love and affection, because when cards fly out like that, they do not fly out for no reason. Okay, so Capricorn, just a recap for the person that just came in. Your first half of June is going to be a lot about protecting your energy, protecting your happiness, getting ready for your harvest. The second half is going to be a lot about maintaining your emotional stability, maintaining your courage, walking away from the things that no longer suit you, and actually heading towards your dreams and aspirations and the people that can actually push you towards those dreams by you being more real and more authentic. And then the later half, there is going to be the necessity to rest. Even though there's a new phase that's beginning, you're transforming, you're growing, that phase is not going to start until you take a rest, okay, Capricorn, and get to know yourself better. So do be expecting that somebody is going to want to think about the prospect of marriage. Now, if it's not anything like that, do be expecting that at least one person or multiple people, because we did have that options card, will be wanting a soul connection with you, Capricorn. It's not too far fetched that you're not going to be in that state of mind. Just and 4141 was right there. So do be aware that you are still healing, Capricorn, regardless of whether you actually take that into consideration or not. You've been backstabbed, Capricorn. You've been stabbed in the back. You're dealing with this heartbreak. You're dealing with this separation that has resulted from this heartbreak and this stab in the back. And although you might have the person, your past person, trying to come back towards you, you're going to have new options. So do be aware of that. It is a shocking attack, so do be aware that maybe this shocking attack is going to happen sometime towards the later half. Maybe it's going to happen towards the middle of the month, and you're going to have to deal with it towards the later half, okay? Regardless, though, well, let's see. If you're going to deal with it in the middle of the month, let's go ahead and part this. Ah, yes. So it may so happen that you find out something, some clues, things like that during the middle of the month. And then from there, it leads to whatever the events are towards the end of the month. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and draw some affirmation cards to see what we can do to mitigate this upheaval that will be happening. All right. So towards the first half of the month, remember, you are a powerhouse. You are indestructible. That's why people are being drawn to you. You're magnetic to the degree that you are so full of your own energy, your own frequency, your own confidence, that whatever's going to happen in the end of this month, you're just going to be like, I surrender it to source. Now, I do want to go ahead and take a look at the cosmic egg, because I do believe that is the seventh chakra, and it deals with your crown chakra. It deals with your connection to source, and it deals with that connection to higher wisdom. So it's right after the unicorn, and the unicorn is the sixth chakra. So completion, harmony, the infinite within the finite. And that means that during this later half of June, things are going to be completing. Okay. So if you've been waiting for this ending of sorts, you've been waiting for things to move forward. It's going to be, just at least a month and maybe a little bit of that beyond that in order for that to actually take place. Let's see. We got a bunch of cards, so I'm just going to read them and then I'm going to put them back. And this pertains to just the overall energies. I refuse to give up because I haven't tried all possible ways. I radiate beauty, charm, and grace. Okay. 444 on that one. I give myself permission to do what is right for me. And I acknowledge my own self worth. My confidence is soaring. So, do those are the affirmations that should be repeated throughout this month. I'll go ahead and post them here individually. That way you guys can take screenshots. Okay, so hmm, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put these back. And if I draw any other cards, like sixes and things like that, I'll go ahead and place them where they need to be. Okay, so the five, I make a difference in the world simply by existing in it. So as you can tell, that first half of the month is going to be very much so a the energies of understanding who you are, understanding your power, moving slowly from that, and protecting your energy. Second half of the month, I am creatively inspired by the world around me. Yeah. So regardless of all the things that happen, that's Three of Swords energy. Allow for that pain to actually add to your creativity. Okay. I refuse to give up because I haven't tried all possible ways. Yeah, see? So when it comes to the energies of this month, specifically more towards the middle of the month, it's really going to be asking you to draw upon your strength, okay? Draw upon your courage, upon your emotional stability, and things of that nature, because that's really what's going to help you continue on through the rest of June. Now, it could also be in June that you're moving, the first part of your four-part move is going to be sometime in June. Now, it could be towards the first half of June, and that's where the beginning of your protecting your energy and things like that would take place, and then maintaining that throughout the month because I feel like your ex is going to come back. I allow myself to be who I am without judgment. Yep. So this later half of the month is going to be a very transformative experience for you. 10. My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. Yep. So that very much has to do with the transformations that are going to be going on in the later half. I create a safe and secure space for myself wherever I am. Yep. So, so it's very much so energy of moving forward and understanding that you have to move forward and understanding that there is no other way. Okay. So if you vibe with that Capricorn, that like now you're moving forward and this is a transformational experience for you in the month of June and understanding that there is no going back, go ahead and like and share this video with other Capricorns because I very much feel that they would benefit from this too. Kind to the core. See, that's what you're supposed to maintain, or at least the energy that you're supposed to maintain. Kind to the core. So, regardless of how people treat you, regardless of the fact that you have to protect yourself from various different energies, remain kind to your core, okay, Capricorn? This one specifically is Granny Smith's apple, Granny Smith's apple green. And so, this energy here is asking you to maintain your stability, maintain your clarity, right? Maintain your ability to tune into source, to maintain your crown chakra connection to source so that you can trust your intuitive faculties, okay? So, with that, I hope that this message was useful for you, Capricorn. I feel that very much so. At the very least, it was very useful for me, understanding that I need to have confidence in myself, which means that you have to have confidence in yourself, and allowing yourself to be who you are, and allowing yourself for your creativity to find the various different ways in which you can really do the soul searching to find your confidence. Okay? Don't give up on your dreams. That is the main portion of it. And allow yourself to slowly push forward and to slowly develop yourself so that you can let go of the things that are no longer a part of you to get ready for July and for whatever else the universe will bring after that. So, with that being said, be prepared for changes in June. These changes are going to be shocking, but they're going to be very positive. For those of you guys who vibe with this, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. go ahead and visit me on my TikTok channels and my Instagram channels. After this, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this video goes through, set it to public, and all of that. Make sure that I add in my information for TikTok and for Instagram there. And then from there, I'm going to be going on to Instagram Live to be able to do live readings and things like that. I have a certain goal of money that I want to reach, and I am going to continue to do that until either my car is ready or, well, I should say my ex fiance's car is ready, and or until I reach my goal. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys on Instagram, and if not, well then I will catch you guys the next time I go live. I'll go ahead and put out some uh, advertisements or messages out there, you know, hours before I actually go live. This one is going to be at 3 p.m. today, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Okay. With that being said, Capricorn, I hope this reading was useful for you. I hope that it can be very useful for you moving forward. And do be on the lookout for that reading that I'm going to do between now and the first, because whatever it is, it's going to pertain to this as well. So, with that, I would like to go ahead and tell you, Capricorn, I love you guys. You guys take care, my GOAT gang. And we will be back for another reading for you guys. We're going to be doing everybody else's reading too, as well, because from Aries to Libra, you guys are overdue for a reading as well. Take care, and I will see you on the next one.